So we were talking off camera about the Tommy Robinson debate
Yeah.
that happened in the Oxford Union.
Yeah.
And you also mentioned our discussion that happened afterwards.
Yeah.
You said that your friends and
Our
yourself.
discussion was before about it, wasn't it?
Exactly, before it even happened.
Yeah.
So you said you had some questions pertaining it. You wanted to discuss some ideas, maybe some counter arguments. So this is a good time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's good to see you again.
No,
I want to say
thank you
thanks
so
for interviewing me. It's like when your video went up, it had 50,000 views. I was like, who the hell is this guy? Like, and no, I was very surprised because I thought like I said to you just now, my lefty mates, when I was talking about Tommy Robinson, they're like, oh, are you some sort of supporter? It's like, no, I'm a failed journalist.
Yeah.
I look at it in journalistic terms, and I'm interested. Like, and whereas you totally understood where I was coming from. That like, if someone's coming with these arguments, like I have to have something to counter them, or not even counter, but to understand them. And it's not like I want you guys to win and Tommy Robinson to lose. It's like I want everybody to find some sort of way of going forward, which involves like death.
And I'm flexible with speaking with all sorts of people.
I can tell. Yeah.
Yeah, and I get the fact that certain people will have, grown up in a certain way, be familiar with certain ideas.
Yes.
And I'm flexible. Just whatever someone brings to the table, we take it from there.
Do you think there's a white working class who have been, shall I say, demonised? Have been in the north of England particularly. Do you think there's a white working class who feel as if they've lost their way, lost their jobs, and that like a mosque orientated or a more robust?
I'd want to quote a white person himself when he's saying, looking at the Jewish culture, looking at the Islamic culture, and he's saying, look, these people have strong ideals, they've got things that bring them together.
Tommy said that.
Yeah, us white folks, we actually don't.
Yeah, Tommy said that.
Yeah,
and he said he's jealous of Islam because of that.
Yeah, and I think he probably took it off these reasonable people that have had these discussions and talking about the fact that, there is a question about what is British culture. Yeah.
Yes.
And have we compromised? Have we watered it down? Have we even defined it? So all those things are definitely, a lot of cultures are talking about it. Japan talks about it. Turkey talks about it. Pakistan talks about it. And people will continue talking about it because this is something that's very important to people. It's linked to their identity, right?
I saw you arguing with a woman in red when she was trying to get in the way of your praying.
Yeah.
Out there, and you seem to have more of an idea of, well, you knew what the government said British culture was.
Yeah.
Whereas she just said tolerance or something, I think.
Yeah, exactly. What did you think about that?
About her?
Yeah, like how did she come across when she didn't even know British values whilst being a self-proclaimed patriot?
Yeah, I mean, on the spot, she could just only think of one, couldn't she? I don't know. I mean, it's like I grew up in.
And that was the wrong one, by the way. So it was zero.
Yeah.
She called it zero.
I grew up very different. I grew up in a maybe like a rave culture and a hippie culture, and we under Thatcher, and we knew what side of that we were on.
No, but my point is that if someone's going round talking about British culture and British values and really, stuffing it down people's throats and saying, you guys aren't doing it, we're British, and then put on the spot, they can't give one British value. Yeah. Don't you think that's concerning?
It's up to her. I don't know the woman, and
no, I know it's up to her. What I'm asking is the implication of that on the back of what she's doing.
Yeah.
Do you think that is something that is...
It was funny.
It was funny, but what's your kind of take on that?
I think she behaves like a lot of British people behave or think like her, and
you're throwing a lot of British people under the bus there.
No, it's not under the bus. It's like that's this is what they think. If I think something's negative or positive, I might think Saudi Arabia's behaviour is negative. But if I go there, I conform to exactly what they say. Otherwise, I would be under the bus, wouldn't I?
But the point that I'm referring to is this: if someone is pressurising other people by beating them over their head with British values, and when
can only
quizzed,
think of
they
one.
don't know.
Yeah.
That shouts of hypocrisy to me.
Yeah, it was a good TV moment, wasn't it?
You know what I'm saying?
It was funny. It was
And
very
frankly,
funny.
it shows that I think it weakens their cause.
I think if she calmed down a bit, she might have a better conversation, especially with you.
Yeah.
Because like you aren't the most extremist guy here, like, you know. But that's another thing we was talking about just now, which you wanted to answer, which I thought was like really good. I got some friends in the US.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, everybody out there.
Trace.
Trace.
David Trace.
And they said that they looked at the interview, the discussion that we had, and they said, yeah, he might be a very nice guy. He seems to be a very nice guy. But if white people give up and become outbred, or give up in general, and just say, oh, we can't be asked anymore,
Yeah.
and if Muslim people did breed at a certain rate, at which Rupert Lowe is speaking, then behind you might be a whole lot more intolerant Muslims who might think, yeah, you can be at the front, but then when they have reached a certain number, then they would come and impose something. What do you think of that?
So, I mean, we'd have to explore where that's stemming from, right? Is that stemming from scripture? Is that stemming from a case study? Like, where is that notion of, oh, if in the future this happens, they're going to do this?
Yeah.
It has to be predicated on something, right?
No, I think they predicate it on Iran, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, places where there's majority Muslim populations, I think.
I mean, someone made a good point. It was in the debate, the Oxford debate. It was Abdullah al-Andalusi when Tommy Robinson tried to say that there's no Jews in these majority Muslim countries.
Yeah.
And he said that there are actually, in fact, we only knew
when they bombed them
of
when
a synagogue
bombed
in
them.
Tehran when Israel bombed it.
It's true, isn't it?
And 6,000 Jews live only in Tehran.
They do, yeah.
And I think there's, like I said, like 15 synagogues or something like that, or maybe more.
Yeah,
So,
I heard at least 6, yeah.
Yeah, no, there's way more than that. But the point is that looking at countries and then extrapolating, if we start doing that, say, for Vatican City, which is the most Christian country in the world, right? Vatican, the head Pope and all of this.
Yeah.
How many mosques are there?
Yeah. I don't
Zero.
think there's any. No.
Zero.
Yeah.
So if someone then starts saying, oh, therefore Christianity is now intolerant, and if they take over, they're going to do exactly what America is doing.
Yeah.
Because America is number one, the highest populated Christian country.
Yes.
And also number one in dropping the most bombs.
Yes.
So a Christian country that's dropping the most bombs.
Yeah.
So if we start
I see that's
extrapolating with this country did this, that country did that, then we fall into a spiral, right? So we have to look into what the scripture says, because you don't want to conflate religion with culture. So on the one hand, you've got people that are culturally like this, and that's why certain groups will have issues with America purely, or Israel, or this or that, purely because of invasion.
Yes.
You guys have invaded us. But to prove that linked to religion, now there has to be some scripture involved.
Okay, but for example, the Independent Candidate Alliance, they won in Birmingham except for one, I think, which was the guy who I know stood. Don't think he won his. But the others, they won a fair number of seats, and they differentiate themselves from the Greens because they say we don't believe in none of the LGBTQ stuff. So saying that, and because of numbers in Birmingham, they get elected. And they get elected openly saying that.
That's a jump, right?
But they did.
No, but then according to that rule, then in many cities in America and in the UK, we just see people saying, yeah, we don't believe in LGBT and they should be winning elections. But that's just not enough. Zohran Mamdani, Sadiq Khan, these guys have very pro-LGBT views. They still got elected.
They do, yeah.
Do you see?
But I mean...
And New York is a very
people would see them as weak Muslims, maybe, would they?
No, but that's what I'm saying. The goalposts will keep changing until, the thing that I assumed you guys would do, you're doing it. But you're saying that, because you're... firstly, if someone is not favor of LGBT,
Yeah.
like that's their view, right? That doesn't mean that they are
wanna
now
kill
gonna,
them.
that they're gonna kill them,
Yeah,
that
they
they're gonna
can't
oppress
ally
them
with
and
the
this
Greens.
and that, because you're still part of
Yeah.
the UK law framework, right?
Mm.
And that's not going anywhere. So saying that, oh, so and so is anti-LGBT, okay, so if someone's anti-LGBT, well, they can't be a teacher, or they can't be a politician, or they can't be a lawyer, or this or that.
Well, people. That's what that's
view,
been
right?
going on in teaching, isn't it? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
People
it's a view, and certain
Yeah.
people are weaponizing their views. But
Yeah, they do.
part of British values is tolerance of other faiths and beliefs.
Yeah,
And if
yeah.
part of your faith and belief is you don't believe, or you believe that homosexuality is a sin.
Yeah.
Then it's well within British values for you to believe that.
Yeah, yeah.
And not to be discriminated against that, right? So, certain people might hold the beliefs, but if you're now saying that, look, after they come in power,
Yeah.
look what they started doing.
Yeah.
But I don't think that link's been made. Like, oh, when so and so in.
Well, not yet.
Well, then that's why I'm saying the goal never ends, right? Oh, they haven't done it yet. Oh, it's going to happen in 5 years. 5 years comes, happens in 10 years. In the meantime, you get all sorts of Muslim women walking down the street, getting abused, their hijabs taken off, kicked in the head. You know, people getting slashed.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, this happened like in the last 2 weeks. It's happened a handful of times.
Yeah.
And that was what was documented.
Yes.
And all of this is on the back of, oh, you women, why are you wearing that hair?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And this comes from the inherent fear.
Yeah, yeah.
Fear of what? What exactly are we taking over?
Yeah.
What exactly are we controlling?
Yeah.
I'd like to know. Like, tell me, give me the other side of the coin. What have we taken over?
Well, I mean, I suppose they would say that if they allow.
No, what have we taken over until now?
Well, the Independent Candidates Alliance have taken over 2 parts of Birmingham, and people would point to Whitechapel, wouldn't they?
So by takeover, they're claiming that these people have followed 2 British values, which is number 1, democracy. They participated in democracy, and number 2, the rule of law.
Yeah.
So they participated.
Is that haram?
Well, it depends.
Democracy.
Well, some, some hold that
What's
opinion
your
that
opinion?
you should not participate in elections. Yeah.
What's yours?
And
What's your
some do. I mean, if you're living in a democracy, as a Muslim, you can live in a democracy, but now the question arises, do you have to agree with that democracy? I would argue that even as British people, we don't necessarily agree with the current democracy that we have.
I never have done.
Yeah, for example, you've got direct democracy and you've got representative democracy. We are currently propounding representative democracy.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Switzerland is actually, higher in the democratic index than us.
Yeah, but then if you
So
look
I'm not going to go into fiqh arguments in terms of like what the views are, but I'm just telling you that
there are. What yours were.
No, what I'm saying is that, I mean, you live in a democracy. If you want to move, you move. If you hold one opinion, that's fine. You hold the other opinion, is fine.
But you wouldn't take part in democracy as a Muslim.
I vote.
You do?
Yeah, I
Okay.
vote. Yeah, I vote.
I voted once in my life.
But
when I was 16.
Because I vote, now that doesn't mean that I believe that voting is actually effective.
Yeah.
Because I think if you look at what voting has become in countries like the UK, that when it's gone up to like a 2-party race, I mean, that is, it's not really democracy,
This is where
It's
I'm still on the Russell Brand before he went crazy. When he was speaking it, saying like democracy doesn't bring you any change whatsoever. I'm still there, really.
Yeah. So I mean, who's responsible for democracy? Who's included with democracy? Are you going to include prisoners in democracy? Are you going to include 16-year-olds as they try to do in Scotland? I mean, where do you draw the line?
Yeah.
And is it really democracy if it's 48-52? 48% of the country have voted for X, but 52. So there's a lot.
And 97% of Congress funded by APAC, like.
Then you've got funding, and then you've got
from
lobbying.
both sides.
Yeah, then you've got lobbying taking place. Then you've got questions pertaining first past the post.
Yeah.
So even when the question of democracy comes, which democracy?
Yeah.
And are you allowed to critique democracy, or does it make you anti-British if you could? I don't believe that standard exists because many academics critique the democracy in the intention of making it better.
They do, yeah.
So that's what I would say, that I think when it comes to, that Muslim doesn't agree, because he wants harm for the country, not necessarily. In fact, if let's just say non-Muslims were living under Sharia, they would be called, a mu'ahid, and in Abu Dawud there's a hadith that says, Muslims are told this, it's a hadith.
Yeah.
Someone who kills a mu'ahid unjustly will not enter paradise.
What's the mahad?
Mu'ahid, a non-Muslim living in your area,
Yeah.
like the Sharia, and they have protection.
Ah.
Muslims have given them
Yeah,
protection.
yeah.
So let's just say like,
I saw that the Jews ran with the Muslims when the Christians came back into Andalusia, didn't they?
exactly, because
Because they were protected by
they
Islam
were protected, yeah.
than Christianity.
In
because
Bukhari-
Christianity liked borrowing money from them, but they didn't like paying it back.
In Bukhari, there's a hadith that it says someone who kills a mu'ahid will not even smell the fragrance of paradise. Yeah? And then we go into books of fiqh, jurisprudence, because your friends might say, oh no, he's doing taqiyya.
Yeah.
He's hiding it.
They say
This
yeah.
is a hadith of the Prophet. Bukhari has the next rank after the Quran in terms of authenticity.
Was there not some controversial stuff in Bukhari that people didn't like?
People don't like a lot of things. People don't like... Plato didn't like democracy. Does that mean we reject Plato? You know what I'm saying? So Imam Malik, and Al-Layth said, if you intentionally kill a non-Muslim for no reason, you will be put to death. That's in Nail al-Awtar, volume 7, page 154. Yeah. Then in the Hanbali fiqh book, Mutalib Ula and Nuha, it says if non-Muslims are held captive, by another government, the leader, i.e. the Muslim, must utilize all resources to secure their release. I can go in and give you examples at the time of Ali, radiallahu an, Umar bin Abdul Aziz, what Ibn Taymiyyah said. In fact, I'll say the Ibn Taymiyyah quote. Ibn Taymiyyah went to the Tatar, the Tatar.
The Tatars, yeah. Southern Russia.
So one of the leaders is called Qatlu Shah. So he was the invader of Syria, right?
Yeah, right.
So he went
Russians were invading Syria then?
So he went to negotiate the release of the prisoners of war.
Yeah.
And Qatlu Shah agreed to release the Muslims only. And he said not the non-Muslims. But he insisted that non-Muslims were released too. Now, today, if you look at what happened in Guantanamo, you look at, when certain British citizens are imprisoned wrongfully in other countries. You take America, you look at Afia Siddiqui, you look at Muazzam Beg and all these guys, people that you...
I know Muazzam Beg,
that you've met, you've had conversations with.
Yeah.
Even Shakil Beg. Shakil?
I can't remember the other two. There's a Tipton 3.
The Tooting guy.
Tooting, there was... it's a long time since I looked into them.
Something Shakil.
Yeah.
So, point that I'm trying to say is that we have principles within the Sharia that is not matched by the modern democracies that are supposed to be the beacons
Christians.
Today. And the Christian countries, they would not be seen dead doing that.
Why? No, there's still people in Guantanamo now.
There you go. I mean, look at Afia Siddiqui. I mean, people don't even talk about Afia Siddiqui.
No one talks to anyone.
So that's the point. So this notion that they're just waiting to become strong and when they become strong, they're going to look after you if you're in their lands. That's why even one of the most senior figures, Maimonides of the Jews, he was able to thrive under the Muslims. Look at John of Damascus, who was insulting Islam, but yet rather than getting his head lobbed off, he was invited for a discussion and a debate. And books were published and discussions took place. So when people paint this black and white image, you do this happens. You do that happens. That's how the Muslims are. That's how no system is. That's how they want to paint Islam, as the whole black and white thing. You go there, this happens, bish bash bosh, like a logical tree. If yes, this. If no, this. And that. We had courts. We had the Ottoman Empire.
You had, but under the Ottoman. But the Ottoman was very lax, wasn't it? They had homosexuality in there.
It depends which part of the Ottoman Empire.
And they bought kids as well.
It depends which part of the Ottoman Empire that you're looking at, right?
They were quite decadent, weren't they?
So there were parts of the Ottoman Empire that were decadent, but there were parts of the Ottoman Empire that weren't.
Right.
Yeah. Just like if we're going to be talking about any kind of civilization.
The Wahhabis, they think the Ottomans are. Is it munafiq? Is that the right word?
I don't know. You'll have to.
They think that the Ottomans are totally corrupt, don't they?
Hundreds of years, right? So, like the brother's saying, it depends what period we're talking about.
Yeah. Like if you look at 1001 Nights, Arabian Nights, it's like softcore porn. It's a comedy. Arabian Nights, the book.
Those are the opposites.
But that's purely fiction, right? I mean.
Yeah, but somebody wrote it in that culture.
Yeah,
it
but
comes from their culture.
But that's Orientalism. That was a sexualization of this foreign culture.
Yeah, they thought it was funny.
No,
But they was Muslims who, I mean,
No,
they
but-
were Ottomans who wrote that.
yeah, but you need to look at what Edward Said's. Read this book. It's a very good book. Academics quote it. It's fantastic. Yeah.
Said from
Edward
the guy
Said.
who funded Muslim Brotherhood.
No. It's so strange that the only people that you know are either linked to the Brotherhood or linked to some extremist group or linked to the.
I spent a lot of time studying the extremists and talking to them.
Yeah, but Edward
in this
Said
country.
is a bona fide academic who's written a very highly respected book called Orientalism, in which he talks about
Oh, I heard
how.
that, yeah.
Well, read it. Yeah, because he actually talks about how the West had this idealized, sexualized version of what they saw over there, conflating culture with the religion and stuff like that. And
But that's not Arabian Nights was written by someone from there.
Arabian Night. There was a poem from Arabian Nights that was actually used in Aladdin, which
Yeah.
says, "Oh, you wake
Yes.
up in the morning, you go chop someone's ear
Yeah.
off." Where the hell was that being done? It wasn't.
Oh,
it was
you didn't
just.
wake up in the morning shops and that. It was something else. It was
Pretty much that, chopping the ear off someone and doing this, and it had to actually be taken out of the remake Aladdin version.
maybe.
Yeah, so I mean, there's anti-Semitic texts. If we go by this metric that, because this text was written and it talks about sexualization and deviancy and this and that, it must be based upon something, then we can say the same about certain texts that are deemed to be anti-Semitic. Let's talk about certain Shakespearean texts.
Yeah.
You know, where
Yeah.
he talks about the Shylock.
Yeah.
You know
oh,
what I'm saying?
massively. Yeah.
And they're trying to
Totally,
get that changed and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Does that mean that, are we going to now say this on camera that no, the Jews are like that? No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
taken
yeah.
from something.
Yeah.
I mean, rather you than me then. You know what I'm saying? So just
I
because-
didn't say yeah. I agree.
So just
But yeah,
because,
I know what you're talking about.
So just because something's written in a book,
Yeah.
I mean, you have to analyze those claims. You don't
No.
just take them on face value just because
as
something's
a
been written
Muslim,
down.
is it important as a Muslim to believe that one day Islam will take over the world?
It's part of our eschatology that when Jesus comes, he will unite. The framing of that is a
Yeah.
very kind of aggressive. Oh, they want to take
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
No, our eschatology says Jesus comes, and
Yeah.
Jesus is a revered figure in Islam, in Christianity. I mean,
Jesus,
The Jews are supposed to revere him.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
brother. You know, even in the Christian theology, even in Christian eschatology, when Jesus comes back, they say every knee shall bow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we, like in the Islamic version, we have a similar concept in terms of them becoming Muslim.
So that's exactly our framing, which is that we believe there will be unity. So that's how people will become Muslim. Not that Jesus is going to go around with a sword stabbing people and waging war on people.
But why would it not mean that they become Christian because of Jesus?
No, because when Jesus comes, he's a prophet, right?
Yeah.
And he will be given certain powers from God, and people's hearts will be made soft towards him. Yeah? I mean, that's one interpretation. But generally speaking, most people will see the truth and their hearts will be inclined towards the truth, therefore they will believe. Yeah? But this point that,
You don't
you're
think they'll
going
be at the sword sort of thing? And
No.
Jesus doesn't say that.
Well, according to the Bible, I mean, it depends if you're looking in the book of Revelation or
Yeah.
you're looking in the, Luke, I think 20:43, where it says that when Jesus comes, the disbelievers will be like a footstool, yeah, and he will rule with the iron rod.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's in Revelation 2:43.
Yeah.
And the other reference that I gave you, Luke,
Yeah.
Luke 20:43.
Right.
Yeah, talking about ruling with an iron rod
You knew your
and
scripture.
footstool, and Jesus also saying things like, those people that didn't believe in me,
Yeah.
were against me, enemies of mine, bring them forth and kill them in front of me.
Yeah.
Luke 19:27.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't say when Jesus comes back, that's what he's going to be doing. In fact, according to Jewish eschatology, they believe for their commandments to be put into effect, they have to have the Sanhedrin Council,
Right.
which has 71 rabbis. Yeah. Now they had that back in the days, and that's why you've got verses like Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 2, which you can check this yourself.
Yeah, I will.
Says pretty much like, if you're worshipping a different god
Yeah.
and you're living in their land,
Yeah.
you can be killed.
That says that in Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy 17:2.
They were going after
Check this yourself.
child sacrifices, weren't they?
So that's Deuteronomy
Allegedly.
17, verse 2. the question or the point would be, but we're not doing that today. Oh, you're not doing that today because you don't believe that the Sanhedrin is there. What about tomorrow? If the Sanhedrin gets implemented again,
the red heifer.
Are you going to
they
now?
blow up the dome with the rock.
Yeah, are you going to be following the 613 commandments, of which this is a commandment?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have to say yes.
So how
And when the Mashiach comes back, will you be following these commandments? Yes. We don't believe
Go on.
that non-Muslims can be indiscriminately killed just because of their faith.
Right.
But
you might not be, but other people.
No, I'm giving you. I don't care about people. I care about what Scripture says. You can get nutters out there.
Yeah.
I saw a nutter Christian saying, genociding Muslims is okay. I'm not now going to say that. That's what all Christians believe.
Say, that's true.
I need to see text within Christianity.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate. If I go Deuteronomy chapter 20 verse 16, it's okay apparently.
Yeah.
Six nations were genocided.
So how do you?
There's no genocide in the Quran, though, by the way.
Right, interesting. How do you think that this applies to what's happening now? Because like we're seeing, for example, I always thought basically the Zionists have got this stranglehold on America and the UK. This is the way it is, and I've never seen anything to counter that. I think like they're currently expanding and they're being supported by the UK militarily and by America militarily. We saw with the Epstein files, they got all the blackmail strategy all set up, and I also think like, well, they're just basically going to win, like, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Eschatology, when Jesus comes back, he'll make sure they don't win.
Well, this is what I'm sort of getting to. I mean, when we see the breakdown of the of the left and the right in America, I'm seeing actually sort of some quite hopeful stuff. This Saeed guy getting in $6 million versus $70 million from APAC. Mandami.
Sure, it was $6 million.
Apparently.
Was it exactly $6 million?
Nice one. Yeah, exactly. Something like that. Anyway, but you see, Tucker Carlson speaking like a lot differently about Muslims than he did. Him speaking a lot differently about 9/11 than he did.
Candace Owens.
Owens massively. And then we see on the left, you see, I suppose Saeed from the left and Mamdani, and basically the Democrats basically shit in themselves because these people are just saying, like, I don't believe in genocide. This is not normal. Let's spend money in America. The Americans are saying. The Republicans saying, I don't believe in genocide, it's not normal, let's spend money in America. It almost seems like there's something hopeful happening now. What do you think?
I mean, we genuinely do believe that things become worse, but they also become good as well. And we're told not to lose hope. And we've got plenty of stuff happening in the future that, is indicative that things, may go worse and will become worse, but things will eventually become better. And Jesus, peace be upon him, will facilitate that. The Mahdi will come, so there will be.
The Mahdi is a separate person to the Jesus.
Yeah.
And the Mahdi is someone who's alive now already.
No.
Because someone told me he's alive and living in a cave.
Yeah. So pertaining, I don't want to say the wrong things about the Mahdi because I haven't looked too much into it. But I do know part of our eschatology is the Mahdi will come also, and he will rule for X amount of years.
Yeah.
And Jesus will come as well. Then the Antichrist will be there as well. So things will happen and things will go wrong, but ultimately for the people that are sincere, for the people that are seeking, it doesn't matter whether the Dajjal comes or Day of Judgment comes, so that like our Day of Judgment is today. We're being judged today.
How you behave.
Yeah, like who knows if we're even going to be alive for those days.
Yeah,
I think even the Prophet, when peace be upon him, and I'm paraphrasing, when a dead body was going past and somebody said, whose funeral is that? And he said, I think, and I'm paraphrasing, I think he said, yours. And if you dislike that answer, mine. So in other words, that's how we should see things. Like it's about us now, and our Day of Judgment is going to be when we die, and we don't know when we're going to die, a day, a month, a year.
No, we don't.
And that's why it's important, bro, that we have these conversations. We talk about religion. Because these things are important. They connect us to the divine, but we need to discern what is true, what's false, what's been hijacked, and what is there in its pristine form. And we need to have more discussions and be more open rather than just, that's religion, it's boring, it's doing this. Like have stronger, more academic.
I think I was a lot stronger when I had faith. Not having a faith, I think I've definitely become a lot more unsure of myself for the last 30 odd years.
And I know you've been around a lot of kind of extreme people because of the nature of your job, right? You were, trying to be a journalist. You were taking stories.
Oh yeah,
of people.
I think to be honest, I think controversial people are really interesting. I mean, when I was filming Hamza's posse and briefly Anjum Chowdhury's, not really, but when I was filming them, I always found that what they call moderate Muslims were just boring. I just couldn't be asked to talk to them. You're really the first of the non sort of jihadi ones who I actually sort of gel with and sort of see. You understand what I'm saying?
Because I got your views.
If I don't understand what you're saying always, you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, I think you do. Like you sort of. The last time I thought, oh wow, this is interesting. So you're the first, but I'm very interested in people who have changed from one view, because I was a born again Christian,
right.
And so I changed and I became born again, and so when people change. And they change big things about themselves, like the guy who went to jail you speak to last week or the week before, and he had a change. And I spoke to a guy at work who was also in prison. He was like, I could tell he was just really really mellow guy, tattoos all over his neck, like. And I said to him, what happened? He said, I was in prison. I spoke to a lifer, and I said, why are you calm? I want to know why you're calm. And he took him to his cell, and he had a Buddhist little shrine there, and he said he taught him meditation, and so he said that's what changed his life, was like learning meditation. Like so I'm interested in change for good or change for bad, and it's like when people like Abu Hamza stand out in society, and they see all these Muslims getting bombed and everything, they're thinking, I'm going to speak up, like, and regardless of the police being against me or anything like that. When people will be thorn in the side of the society for their beliefs. Where even Tommy Robinson, that's the same. My interest in Tommy Robinson is the same as my interest in Abu Hamza. Like,
are you
people
okay
who want
with
to stand
sitting
up
on the floor?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because my legs are.
Yeah, come on.
Let's put that here. So you were saying you want to do some jihad.
Do some jihad. Yeah. I always say that at work. We always talk about doing jihad on each other, like at work. Just for a laugh, like it's nice.
So with these, there's some like questionable references in the Bible, and we're seeing that being implemented today, like genocide. Yeah. Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 16.
Something about Amalek, isn't it? That Netanyahu quotes, isn't it?
Yeah, even that was genocide.
Yeah.
Genocidal rhetoric, and it's being implemented today. They believe it to be the 613 commandments, i.e. the killing of Amalek. Yeah. So when you're looking at all of this sort of stuff, I wouldn't say that. I would say that we are disproportionately being put forward. And I've quoted this study many times.
Put forward. What does that mean?
Put forward. Like, I'll give you an example. Georgia State University said when a Muslim terrorist does something, they get 4.5 times more coverage than a non-Muslim. That's what happens. So, if I say, are you aware of the 969 extremist group? You're gonna say? No, that's a Buddhist extremist group, the 969.
In Japan?
No, in Myanmar.
Ah.
So those guys are very hardcore, very extreme.
Is that the ones who kicked out the Rohingyas?
Yeah, they were the ones that were.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. In terms of numbers, people say, "Oh, Muslims kill everybody," like that. But in terms of what's actually happening now, what, 1 million dead in Iraq, and Madeleine Albright said that was acceptable number.
I mean, imagine if the scenes that are there in Gaza,
was done by Muslims,
were one that was done in, let's just say, Switzerland. Or was done in a European country or a state in America. Or if that was done in Israel. There would be uproar. There would be nuclear bombs being chucked left, right, and center. There would be all-out anarchy. But when it comes to these sorts of things, when it comes to Muslims, you just need to. They're just extremists. We're just gonna go bomb them. But now they want, like, their people don't have anywhere to stay and they want to move, and they're not allowed to. They need to stay there and wait for the next round of bombs to come there, and they need to be okay with that. I just think it's double standards. I think, frankly, when you can't condemn a genocide when it's being live streamed in the 21st century, I don't think those people should be talking about morality and making moral-based arguments. I think they've lost.
They really have.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just by what actually goes on, and the oppression under the CIA in South America, in Africa, all that. I mean, what's the name? Traore's just lucky to have Putin. Not that Putin's a good guy, but he's now building roads, he's building hospitals. The French never built roads and hospitals when they were the colonial masters there, did they? And now, that speech that Putin gave about having a decent deal with Burkina Faso over gold seems to be working. It's hard to know with Traore which speeches are real and which of them is AI now. Like,
there's a lot of AI nonsense out there as well.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? What do you think? Sorry to derail it a bit. What do you think as a Muslim about AI? What AI could be?
I think AI, just like any other thing, it can be a tool for good. It could be a tool for bad.
Because somebody went on Tucker Carlson's show and said that the people who are making it and funding it, they believe that there's something in Antichrist. Deliberately, they want something.
I wouldn't be surprised because even if you look at Jack Parsons and his involvement with the NASA program in America, post Nazis, right?
Yeah.
And there was.
Oh, the Satanist guy with the eyebrows.
No, I think you're referring to his teacher, ironically. He was called the most vilest man in the UK.
Yeah, he was a paedophile, wasn't he? And he was high up in American CIA, wasn't he?
Oh, I don't know who you're referring to. I'm talking about the British
like that, didn't he?
Okay, but this guy who I'm referring to, Jack Parsons, there's ample evidence to show that there was mentioning of Antichrist, and not just Antichrist, but Antichrist in many religions.
Yeah.
Like he called the Jewish one, he called the Muslim one, and this and that. So there's all sorts of that going on. So I wouldn't be surprised if the same is happening with AI. And of course there's demonic forces. And the question is always going to be good versus evil, right?
Yeah, and in people's, what they all believe in, I think.
Like good versus evil, there's always going to be.
Yeah, but some things aren't really clear, are they? I mean, they're not really clearly good or clearly evil, are they? Like, it's quite. You got to use a bit of discernment, haven't you? Like.
Yeah, so that's the thing. You're right to be worried because if we look at, are there any safeguards put in place with AI? Are there? And if there were safeguards, who would be putting those safeguards? Countries don't trust each other.
No, the people that are running things.
Like
really bad.
Like even when you're looking into America, you probably saw that Tucker Carlson interview, where you're talking about CIA guys and how much they distrust the Israelis.
They said there's no ex-CIA. Oh yeah, what's his name? Kiriakou. Yeah. They really
distrust the Israelis and they really don't like the Israelis.
Yeah.
And even if you look at the amount of hacking that's done, a large proportion is done by Israel. Israel hacks his own allies.
Yeah.
So.
And when they released the JFK files, the only name which was still redacted was Israel, wasn't it?
Well, there you go. So in that sort of sense, of course, there is that apprehension. If we're to be realistic, look at how and what they want to use AI for, and look at a lot of these kind of, even when you're looking at America, like, we want food to be a human right for people, water to be a human right. Or which are the handful of countries that are voting against it? America and Israel.
Yeah.
I mean, look at these UN resolutions. We shouldn't be having nuclear weapons in space and stuff like that, bombing each other. Who's speaking against it? Israel and America.
Yeah.
So are they a force for good or a force for evil?
Another example maybe people would use about, especially that Tommy Robinson thing, the premise was about distrusting Islam. Are we right to distrust Muslims? Another example people might use about
suspicious. Are we right to be? Is the West right to be?
Yeah. It is like people would say that in the 1979 Iranian Revolution, it was started by left-wing communists and Islamists and then as soon as they
What year was that?
79, and then as soon as they
I'd say it probably started from the taking down of Muhammad Mossadegh.
well, that was 53, yeah. But like people say that I mean, it's true. The whole story Persepolis, the film Persepolis, is about the Iranian Revolution when Dad was a communist, and they all revolted alongside the Islamists, and then the Islamists start to kill the communists afterwards. After they gained power, they killed the
Yeah,
communists.
but I'm talking about what actually happened. You had a democratically elected leader, Muhammad
Oh no,
Mossadegh,
yeah, he taken out by the CIA.
and he wanted to nationalize the BP.
He did, yeah, and he
And,
was secular leader.
Yeah,
as
the
well.
UK and America.
Yeah,
You know,
they put him out.
they took him out
Yeah.
and then installed the Shah afterwards.
Yeah.
And we all know about the Shah and his despotic regime.
He suppressed
Yeah.
the people with.
And ever
help
since
of,
then, you know, this kind of hatred, justified hatred. I mean, people talk about 9/11, but you know about the first 9/11, right?
in Chile.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, I do, yeah.
There's not going to be many people that know.
No, I know. Yeah.
There's a reason why
yeah,
we're
yeah.
speaking.
Yeah.
Because they did absolute 9/11.
You knew about that.
Yeah, they took.
Yeah.
They organized a coup against Allende,
Yeah,
who was a socialist, but he was
Yeah.
democratically elected,
yeah,
and they organized the coup, because of which he was killed, and his followers were tortured, and then Pinochet was, put in place
Tucked
afterwards,
in, yeah.
and your tens and thousands of people were murdered.
Throwing out helicopters.
Yeah, all sorts of stuff. So, I mean, why is that we don't talk about that 9/11? Imagine if an American sitting president was removed by a coup, and then his followers were killed. It was all, you've got footage of it. Then another country, put somebody in there that for decades were throwing people, like you said, at a helicopter and all that. I need to check that. But, doing all sorts of nonsense.
Yeah,
I mean, that would be, how cows get branded.
yeah.
That would be branded in the consciousness
Yeah, it
of
would be,
that
yeah.
civilization
Yeah.
till eternity.
Yeah.
But yet Chile is, be quiet. Shh.
Yeah.
There's
Well, the
another
whole
one.
of the capitalist West. It's the only the dissenters who involved with it, who like the confessions of the what's his name? The guy who used to be part of it, and he came out and wrote a book about taking apart, how to take apart democracies, and how to basically fuck places up on behalf of the CIA.
Point is, if half of the stuff that the US has done to others, and the US is the number one most populated Christian country.
Yeah.
I mean, why on earth is Christianity not being held to scrutiny? Why is Christianity not being blamed?
Yeah.
Why aren't we suspicious of Christianity?
Yeah.
Because since World War II, America has dropped bombs on 30 countries. If you actually look, statistically speaking, they are number one when it comes to dropping bombs.
Yeah.
Compared to any other country in the world. Number one.
Yeah.
Why aren't we suspicious of Christianity? Why is that not? George Bush, when he was talking about Iraq, he said, I was told to by God.
By God, yeah, he did, yeah. He quoted the God, yeah. Definitely did.
Netanyahu is quoted. All of these are biblical references.
Yeah, they
Trump,
do.
before he invaded Iran, he's there, and you got all of these Christians there putting their hands on him.
They do, yeah.
Even the soldiers are being told, quoted Book of Revelations, he's there and he's the savior of America. What the hell is this going on?
Yeah, and Christian Zionism is like a big business.
Christian Zionism, but no one talks about Christianity.
No.
So that's what I'm saying.
Except for Candace and Tucker, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to be balanced when it comes to these sorts of things.
Yeah.
And I frankly see past this, and I just find it boring when people go, but Islam. I'm like, okay. Although it's interesting if someone comes with a different kind of angle, but mostly it's the same.
It is. I thought that Tommy Robinson debate was fairly much what I was expecting
that's what you said.
from
Exactly.
everybody.
Yeah.
It wasn't really anything sort of special. Like I say, I do think they should have put it out straight away. And the idea that they put their version out first, it didn't do them any favors. But it didn't matter. Anyway, in the end of the day, we saw the same debate. I like the Muslim guy from Luton. I thought he seems like a genuine chap. Like I said to you, I'm repeating myself, but for your camera.
Yeah.
I saw him speaking to Liam Tufts, and I thought, this guy's really good. And he actually made me feel better about Liam Tufts as well. I thought, hang on, this guy isn't what I thought he was either. And I thought, these meetings of minds, like is that's what I come. That's what it's nice. I'm not the best behaved person in Speaker's Corner always. Sometimes I get drunk and shout at people, like, you know. But for some reason, we seem to have a meeting of minds, don't we?
Absolutely, you come with good ideas, and
Yeah.
as Muslims also, I mean, we're living in the UK.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of us are born here. I'm born here, and frankly, when people have, you know, certain questions or certain criticisms, I think it's worth hearing those criticisms out, seeing where they stem from, and trying to tackle them in the most effective way possible.
I mean, in the 90s, we when we all started taking ecstasy and stuff, we all believed
that escalated.
It did escalate. we all believed that the world was going to change into this hippie sort of ideal, and when it started not to, like, and we thought the exact opposite. And people would say the rise of Trump, but I would say Trump was a symptom of the letting down of people, like, you know, and that I just
people had to elect him, right? There had to be people.
This
there.
is it exactly, and I just thought like that. No, things is going to. Things that ain't going to be solved and saved by hippies at all. Like now, it's like but my own reaction to that is a bit of humor and a bit of discussion, and I think like I say, I was being quite not dejected, but not thinking. Basically, the Zionists have won. That's it. End of story. Like, you know, but like, yeah, it's things I've seen recently, especially in the breakdown of the right and left. And people I look to in America. I mean, but like my hippie mates used to say that they look to the UK for something, to start a change, to start something different. And like when I saw Jeremy Corbyn becoming popular, I thought, I mean, if the UK did disassociate themselves from the bad and from sending weapons out to the bad. This could be a good place for discussions to actually take place and things to change. Like, it could be a good place for that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. And, you know, as somebody that, you know, I like here at Speaker's Corner, and they say love for your brother what you love for yourself.
Yeah.
I would say, bro, like, I mean, I know you've been around Muslims, but I think you've been around, I mean, for journalistic purposes, people that have had a very warped understanding of the religion. I think if you looked at the texts and look at the core beliefs that we have, I think you will resonate with, you know, as an ex-hippie and as somebody that's looking for a middle path. And as I mentioned off camera, Islam is wasat. Like, it's the middle path. On the one hand, and so there are certain examples that exemplify this. For example, the Jews, they reject Jesus completely. Christians, they elevate Jesus to God. Muslims are in the middle, saying he was a mighty messenger. Even our laws, even in terms of our laws, you know, I can give several examples. We're in the middle, we're nuanced, we're balanced. People want to make us seem like we're not balanced, but in order to show that we're not balanced, showing individuals, I don't think is a logical argument. I mean, you've got
if they have power, if those individuals have power in Saudi or Oman or Afghanistan.
But even I mean, Netanyahu has power. He's
does.
quoting the Old Testament in a very negative way and justifying genocide. Are we now going to say that's what the Jews believe? Of course not. So I don't think that's I don't think that's valid. I think with Islam, the criteria is somewhat warped, and I think Muslims need to be in a conversation a bit more to debunk these points, because they keep getting brought up.
Well, Abu Hamza spoke against terrorism in his country. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bothered to stick around, actually. Like when he first started saying he didn't believe in terrorism, he believed in Islamic laws in Islamic countries and in stopping oppression. And he thought the British people were with the Muslims against war. Like, that's what he was saying. You know.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you, brother? You're right. Assalamu alaikum, bro.
So we done?
Yeah, we can.
I feel that. I feel that good. Yeah. I'm gonna have a cigarette. Like,
absolutely.
It's always good chatting to you, man.
No, it's good, bro. Meeting our minds, exploring these things. Always a pleasure, brother.
Totally.
What was your name again?
Dave.
Yeah,
Dave Bones.
Dave Bones.
That's what people knew me as. Like,
Oh, that's why you got the bone in there.
Yeah, because of the bone in the air. I lived in a squat. I was squatting for like 10 years or so, and there was like.
As a hippie?
Yeah, we're all hippies, and a lot of people were like techno people who hated hippies, but it was a bit of both really, like, you know. And yeah, we was breaking into buildings, living in them 10 years, and yeah, so there's lots of Daves about, because everyone's called Dave in the 70s, you know, 60s, and that Bones of me is I was called Dave Bones, like, yeah, and so that carried on to my. I didn't want to associate my own name to my filming, just in case, because maybe filming the war on terror stuff, it could have got a bit on top with the Sun newspaper. They stole one of my videos once. That's the most I've ever had. The police interviewed me twice, and they were fine with me. Once I said, I don't believe there's a God, they were like, okay. Thanks. Like, you know what I mean? So I never particularly had a problem with them. But that was my my stage name was Dave Bones. Like, yeah,
Nice.
yeah. But you are like for a Muslim, you feel like my brother.
Thank you.
Definitely. Like,
Thank you.
Yeah, it's good.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I hope
We can make something going forward.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I want the best for you, and
Yeah.
if there are any deeper conversations you want to have when you're ready, I'll be
Well,
here.
it'd be nice to have somebody who is from the right involved in the discussion as well. Like, really.
No, I'm
I think-
talking religion. We'll have those discussions. I love
Oh, I
having
see.
discussions
Political
about the
ones.
right wing.
Oh,
Yeah, I
I
love
see.
those.
Mm.
Like I know, and I know how important they are.
Yeah.
But I'm saying on a personal level, if you ever want to talk about religion,
Oh,
you have
yeah.
questions,
Yeah.
I'll be here and I'll be ready.
Nice one. Thank you, Bob.
Yeah, Dave Bones.
Yeah, good.
Take it.
Thank you, mate.
Glad I sat down, you know. Yeah, that was
got
needed. Needed to sit down. My legs were
Getting
gone.
old.
My legs were gone.
Getting old, bro.
They were finished.